Guys, I know. It's been 5 months. I feel like that lady in Titanic who said it's been 84 years. But the Brew Crew, damn it, for the first time is back since Thanksgiving.
Well, 2/3 of Brew Crew.
Hey, the other one is officially now part of production. Life be life and like the angry video game nerd, he just doesn't have time right now. Welcome back, y'all, to a new episode of Beards, Brews, and Bros. In lieu of yesterday having been 316 day, I did have my brew. Shout out to Yingling for nourishing my body. But K Rob and Mr. Byron Moss, the two most handsome men in the state of Missouri, are back. How the hell are you, man? Jeez.
I feel great. I felt great a week ago, but ever since I've been back, it's back to the same old life of stress.
You know what? Like, as much as that sucks, and we always give an adulting recommendation of 0 out of 10, this is the fun part of adulting is getting together with this handsome son bitch and making this happen.
Like no joke, like the highlight of most of my days, even like my mornings, is being able to talk to this sexy ass man right here.
Look at you calling my fat ass sexy. Thank you so much. That makes two people in the world who find me attractive. The other one goes unnamed on here at least. But I double digress, guys. I know, and I just want to apologize first and foremost for the delay. But life be life, and we've had some other projects going on in between this time. And and speaking of, before we get into your amazing excursion for your first time experience, I'd like to go ahead and give a special shout out to my man Bryce and I. We have a new gaming channel. If you look up on YouTube, type in Button Bashers, where you get to see me and my man Bryce Henson, proud graduate of Pitt State University in Kansas, and also he just happens to be my daughter's cousin. So we go back a long way, and we started our own gaming channel where you can, at least right now, go watch us hilariously fail at trying to remember how to play WWF WrestleMania 2000. That's Button Bashers on YouTube as well as Patreon, where you'll find uncensored footage of our gaming excursions. And it literally anything I say, this dude makes come to life. The first two videos are absolutely hilarious. And we have another one coming up soon of us playing GoldenEye on N64 that I was very mad at. I'm just gonna go ahead and let you guys know right now because I've been playing this game for years. It's not this dude's specialty, and I got my ass whooped. 3 straight rounds. I was not happy. And if you want to see me get worked in GoldenEye, you'll be on the lookout for that. Hit the subscribe button and the bell if you want to see me get humiliated in a game I'm really damn good at. So
Yeah,
that's what's
good at.
you can kiss my ass. And another video we have coming up is playing Turtles in Time, which if you never played
Excellent.
that, you're wrong.
I played so much of that in on the Super Nintendo. It was so much fun.
I know. You know, it's amazingly the home version of that better than the arcade. Actually has more levels, which is rare. So
Yep.
we got that coming up, and in addition, before Byron, we switch over to you, we would absolutely be remiss and completely disrespectful if we did not honor the memory of the late Akira Toriyama, who passed away March 1st at the age of 68.
Yep.
Whether you're a massive anime fan or a casual fan like myself, you know who this man is and what he's meant to it to multiple generations
I
of
mean, heck to
kids.
the whole '90s generation. Like, I, I my generation. Like, if you're a '90s kid, you remember coming home from school and flipping on Dragon Ball Z.
So, with that being said, what are your fondest memories of Dragon Ball? Just from like you said, you get off of school, and I know you had Toonami, which I didn't get to watch.
My experience with Dragon Ball Z was more bits and pieces I got to watch when we went to like hotels and stuff. So like I didn't get to really experience it until like I was much older and was able to bootleg watch it on I think YouTube.
Yeah, cool.
Like
Cool.
back in the days of each episode is 3 parts. So you got the one of three like first 8 minutes and then the next like 10 minutes and then the last like 5 minutes.
Geez, remember having to do that to watch certain things in parts with a 10-minute limit on YouTube?
Yes, now
Great
now
times.
there's people who are uploading like 12-hour videos.
Yeah, long plays, and people fall asleep to them. Not gonna say whether I have or not. Wink,
I
wink.
I, I have I've fallen asleep to the VODs of many streamers live recordings.
Yeah, angry video game nerd compilations for me.
For me, it was there's several YouTubers who do what's called a sleep lock, so they'll do a Pokemon Nuzlocke run,
hmm
and they don't go to sleep until they beat the game.
So, but back to Toriyama, because I was not a major anime viewer. I also didn't have the ability as when I was younger to watch anime. But my official introduction to him was actually through playing one of the greatest Super Nintendo games ever, Chrono Trigger,
Mm-hmm.
and finding out about the dream team of developers that worked on that game. And he did the art. And if you look at it for even longer than 2 seconds, you could tell like, oh, that's Toriyama's art because it looks straight up like original Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's gorgeous. And like reading that news, like I saw it on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, shocked me.
I found out about it when I got back from my trip. So I get back from my trip. I'm like, wait, what?
That and then come to find out, it was a week after he actually
Yep.
passed, and the memorial service had already been held and everything. So it was just such a shock. And he's 68 years old, and to some people, that's still way too young. Um, but he meant so much to not just the anime community, but just the animation
Mm-hmm.
community in general. And it's fitting that on the week of we're talking about this on the week of the return of a 90s staple in X-Men the animated series. X-Men 97 debuts officially on March the 20th. That we're reminiscing and honoring a man who shaped so many generations of people into anime nerds or gamers. Because if you haven't watched a lot of Dragon Ball, more than likely you've probably played one of the many Dragon Ball Z fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
I believe also for Button Bashers, we're going to be doing a tribute this week because we get together and record on every Friday we can, and we're going to play Dragon Ball Z the Fighters.
Z Fighters.
Z Fighters, yeah, yeah. So I'm looking for.
It's an excellent one.
I'm really looking forward to that. So I just want to say rest in peace to an absolute icon in the animation community, and Toriyama-san. Um, do rest with everyone else that you've and all the lives you touched. So as we move forward, now you, sir, you got to go out of the country for the very first time,
Yes.
and the folks need to hear about this because you've never been on a cruise before.
I no, never. So for the folks out there, I want to say early February, my wife gets a call from my sister-in-law saying, "Hey, I need you to keep an open mind, but how do you feel about coming on a cruise?" And the big thing was, there's my sister-in-law, her husband, and 6 kids, and my mother-in-law were going, but they weren't sure if they could take their youngest one because if they took him, it was good. They'd have to been upgraded to a suite, which instead was like 400 ish a person. It's like almost 1,500 a person.
Hmm.
So like it's yeah, a suite is super expensive. So with 3 weeks notice, me and my wife decided, sure, we're going on a cruise.
Y'all just said, F it. We're going to make this happen.
So
Total. Love it.
we left and went down to New Orleans, and from there we left New Orleans and went to Cozumel, Mexico, and Progreso, Yucatan, which is also in Mexico.
Woo. Now that is absolutely beautiful, man. I can. So, got to paint the picture. What all did you see? How beautiful was it?
Day I was out at sea, it was beautiful. The rocking was it kind of takes you off guard a little bit, but wasn't that bad. I mean, I get motion sickness. But hey, ask my mother. Growing up, we taking long trips. They'd have to hit me with Dramamine, so I'd pass out. But honestly, it really wasn't that bad. Then when we went to Cozumel, we did a day at the beach. It was, I mean, it wasn't the best beach in the world. It was just a public beach, but hey, beach day is a beach day.
Hell yeah, all the time.
It was great. It definitely the water felt saltier than I was used to. Like I made a joke to my wife that I'm getting my full salt intake just by being out here in the water.
Yeah, I think you're good for a while.
Uh, and it was really nice. Waves weren't too terrible. It was beautiful. We ate at Three Amigos by the port. Food was god awful expensive, but the booze were cheap.
You mentioned something. Speaking of booze, you said what was it? A Mexican beer was
Oh,
completely
it hit.
different. Do you know the
Uh,
brand?
Tecate lager.
I've heard of Tecate. I've never had it. I don't
It's
get it around.
4.5% per can.
Oh, that's not bad.
Compared to a Budweiser or Miller Lite.
Well, that's piss in a can. What are you talking about?
You're not
That
wrong.
ain't nothing.
Uh, but I can say I had authentic Mexican street tacos. I say definitely consider these authentic because the tortillas were corn tortillas, not
Not
flour.
flour, yes, sir.
They were really good. And then I had three different sauces. One sauce I tasted it once. It's like nope. It was so spicy, my lips were still like tingling a good hour afterwards.
You have chorizo or
I don't know what it was. It was a green, like almost like a green oily sauce, and I was like, nope. To taste it, to dip, taste, nope.
you're about to have me look up authentic like the recipe for this right now.
I don't know. It was whatever Three Amigos has. I think it might be their special house sauce. I don't know. But it was great. I watched somebody at the restaurant get completely blitzed by one of their guys.
Damn, dude.
No, a guy was. I have the two oldest nieces for my sister-in-law. They are 14 and 15. This guy who got somebody else blitzed, I say this legit because I'll explain in a second. Lito's like, shot, tequila, YOLO, to a 14 and 15-year-old.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Yo,
they walked right on by. But no, this guy, literally, who's doing this is pretty much giving shots out. Grabbed this guy, had throwing like 3 or 4 shots of tequila into his mouth, and then threw his head back and bottled.
man, no.
I was like, that guy's not walking straight for a while.
No, you built different or you built stupid for drinking like that.
It's like, nope, nope, nope. No,
No, it
thank
couldn't
you.
be me. Actually, you know what? Speaking of Tecate, so I went to their website. I just had to, and they actually have something that well, you said you like heat, but try this dress can Tecate. You need a 12-ounce can, original or light, salt, mild hot sauce, and a lime wedge.
Hmm.
They've also got Tecate Sal y Limon, which this one is salt, half a lime, and a lime wedge. And then you got the Michelada, which I've had Chelada, which is good. Chamoy and Tajin rimmed mug ice, half ounce lime juice, hot sauce. You can use worse. W sauce. I'm not. No, we're not doing that.
Wash your sister sauce.
Rooster sauce. Rooster sauce, as a beautiful woman once told me it was pronounced. 2 ounces of caramanzo tomato juice, and they do some wild stuff with this beer, man.
It is really good. Like like I said, it's probably one of the best beers I've had. Like top 5 beers.
And you know what? I'm a bit of a beer snob, especially having a brewery right behind my house. So this is looking honestly, it's very appetizing.
It was really good. Like I said, I had 2 of those because it was like $5 for a can.
Oh hell yeah!
That. So it wasn't that bad. Consider the 3 tacos I got were like $23.
Wait for 3?
Yeah.
Damn, inflation everywhere, bro.
It was not cheap tacos.
That's insane.
But Cozumel was beautiful. It was great. Then we went to Progreso and we decided we were going to do an excursion. So we went to Xcambo. It is a port city for the Mayans.
Mm-hmm.
On the way there, we stopped at some of the pink salt flats, and we picked up a couple bags of salt, which was really cool. At Xcambo, we learned from our tour guides like a bunch of the history of the area, about the Mayan people. They showed us the place where they did human sacrifices and how they did it.
Yo.
It was very interesting.
Yeah, I imagine.
And this is what's really cool is this is one of the few places where you can still climb the pyramids.
Did you actually get to?
Oh heck yeah! I climbed every pyramid I could.
Yeah, until them legs were like, bruh.
Oh no, my legs were fine. It was more like my skin was. This was after we'd just been at Cozumel, and like I burned in Cozumel,
Uh,
and the sun was more intense in Progresso.
mm,
So even with a light shirt on, I was still feeling it.
man, I've seen you very tan before. So I imagine, what did you look like, a bronze statue at this point?
Oh, no, not quite there yet. I'm in the early stages, but like, I've got a good base tan, so if I can keep this up this summer, I shouldn't be too bad.
Whew, I don't know.
Because
Listen,
the wife and I've already talked about it. We're planning on at least once a weekend. We're going to go to our pool here, so I should be getting some good color.
which means at some point I will be coming up to see y'all, and I will be coming to swim with you.
Oh heck yeah!
Hell yeah.
Uh, and then after we spent about an hour and a half ish at Shkambo, we went to Corona Beach. Um, I was not a big fan of being there. I mean, the beach was a lot prettier than what we saw at the public beach at Cozumel. We didn't really go to
Mhm.
one really nice one in Cozumel. Um, it's just the fact of there was people constantly coming up to us asking us to buy stuff.
You sound like Jared and Miranda when they went on their honeymoon to Jamaica, and like as soon as you get off the plane, people are already trying to sell you stuff.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. We sat down, like people are trying to like play songs for tips or whatnot. It's like, you're playing a song. We didn't ask for this. I'm not tipping you. Uh, it's just like, go away. We just want to eat and be in peace.
Totally, but also understand those folks are out there trying to
Oh,
hustle,
I
and they don't know that you may not have money.
oh,
So
it's not that we didn't have money. It's just we didn't want anything. It's like because like what we pretty much we already bought what we wanted to. We didn't need anything in Progresso, so I was like, we just want to eat, be done with it, leave us alone, please. Like no gracias, no gracias. Like constantly saying no, saying that.
I mean, after a while, you're like, "Hey, I appreciate it, but nah, we ain't trying to get down like that. We're trying to do our thing."
Yeah, yeah. So
It
it's just
sounds
like,
like, but still, though, all in all, first off, first
oh,
let me say it was weird in the morning not getting phone calls from you for a while. I'm like, this is
for a
kind
whole
of
week, dude.
awkward.
I didn't have service for a whole week. My phone was on airplane mode for a whole week.
That had to feel great though, disconnected from the world for a little while.
It wasn't bad. It was weird, but it wasn't bad.
It was like being 8 years old and not having all this technology.
Yep. But it was a great time. Honestly, my favorite part, honestly, the whole cruise was the evening meals.
Hmm.
Like, dude, fried calamari. There was white spaghetti with clams in. That was really
You
good.
say white spaghetti?
It's just like spaghetti noodles with like a white sauce. I can't remember what it's called.
Okay.
I, I ate so much food. It was unreal. Um, I had coffee. That's just a coffee rub duck. That was really good.
Wait, you had
Um,
what?
it was duck that was like had a coffee rub on it that was cooked in it. I believe that's what it was. Again, I can't. I looked at the menus, but I can't anymore. So I'm logged out of that stuff.
I just found it, coffee rubbed duck breast. Is it like that? Like that?
Kind of something like that.
Let me take a look at this because that's interesting. Because like a well-made duck is absolutely amazing. Yeah, the duck breast,
Oh yeah.
ground coffee, brown sugar, cinnamon. Oh,
Oh yeah. It was delicious.
okay,
Um,
okay,
chicken cordon bleu.
sir.
A uh strip loin steak twice. It was so good.
How
Uh,
much was that damn steak though?
it didn't cost it. No, it didn't cost anything.
Oh, is it
It was,
all inclusive?
that was probably all inclusive. Now, if I would have got something like the surf and turf, that was a $23 gratuity. So
That's
no,
not too terrible.
consider you're already paying for everything else.
Okay, yeah, that kind of sucks. Never mind then. I gotta one of these days I'll take a cruise. I've never been like out on water like that. So
It takes a little time to get used to the feeling of the boat moving, but it's really not that bad. And
okay.
like the thing is like this, like you can order as pretty much as much of the to order. So you can pretty much get as much of the appetizers you want to, and if you get, I recommend getting like 2 entrees. If you can do that, 3 you have to pay a little extra gratuity. Well, okay, this was through Carnival, so I don't know how other ships do it, but through Carnival's like this. Like one night I had a couple of nights I had 2 entrees plus I also had 2 desserts. Like I'm not passing up 2 molten lava cakes and ice cream.
Listen, man.
Almost every night.
You see what this is right here? You shouldn't have said molten lava cakes because I've made a very strong statement against having too much sugary snacks in my house for myself and my daughter because she wants them gone too. Don't say that shit when I'm trying to lose weight, man.
Also had last night they had baked Alaska.
Stop with the seafood. Come on.
Baked Alaska. No, the dessert baked Alaska.
Oh, why does that? Why am I think I'm? I hear baked Alaska. I think seafood. So
No,
tell
it's
me
like
what this is.
it's like a it's kind of like an ice cream pie kind of thing. Like it's really hard to describe.
I just saw it. Oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Are you kidding? Nah, bro. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
No, that looks like the best sex ever in cake form. Or is it all cake? I mean, I don't.
No, the inside's ice cream.
Ice cream, egg whites, cream of tartar, salt, sugar. Stop. Well, I know who I need to ask to make this.
Also like what was it? Creme brulee one night. I got
Ooh.
banana cream pie.
Love a good banana. Well, never
Oh,
mind. If I say that out loud, pause.
No, and dude, the last day at sea, for brunch, I got like a 5-layer chocolate cake.
You know, you're not gonna need any more sugar for a couple of months, Mister Monitor my intake.
No, when I went on the cruise, I just pretended calories don't exist.
Well, because cruise life isn't exactly normal.
No,
It's
it's
not
not.
regular.
You eat when you want. Like, no joke. They had omelet bar. They had so much stuff, and they had essentially 24-hour ice cream, like soft serve ice cream and frozen yogurt.
See.
And late night pizza.
I wouldn't have made it. Ain't no way.
Like 1-2 o'clock in the morning, you could still get pizza.
I wouldn't have made it. My God. Dude, like I don't know how you didn't get brought back to the United States in a freaking wheelbarrow.
Well, the thing is, we weren't eating at the buffet except for like lunch on the occasion.
Yeah.
So when we were eating at the dining room, you gotta understand it's like almost like fine dining. It's like you have a small appetizer, like it's like a small like one person size serving appetizer usually, and then like your entree. It's the entree with like a little bit of sides. So it'll be like a little bit of vegetables or like 3 spears of potatoes, something like that.
And that's good. That's good good eating right there.
Oh, it was so good. And like I said, the food was phenomenal. The experience was phenomenal. Like honestly, my advice is if you ever get a chance to go on a cruise, it's the most relaxed I've been in a while. Also, on this cruise, I got my first full body massage.
All right.
Hey, we treated ourselves.
As you and Rachel completely deserve it, dude. That first off, I've never had one. I am the massage giver, not a receiver, and I've become okay with that. Some days my body's like, nah, dude.
Dude, it was worth it.
Sounds like it. Like
it was like 129 before anything else.
Do you need a cigarette after that? Just bringing that back up, gee.
Dude, she could have. My masseuse could have just kept going on me for a good 2 more hours if she wanted. It felt that amazing.
Damn, I thought my hands were good. Shit, getting that Bret Hart 4 out of 10 rating special now. Yep. Gee, you know what? I'm ultra happy that you got to experience this. I do have one of my closest friends from college who's a big connoisseur of cruises. She goes on at least I want to say like 2 or 3 a year. Mm-hmm. And you know she worked at Walmart, so yeah, when you work at Walmart, you damn sure probably have earned it. She said, "I'm gonna take you on one for your birthday." I'm like, "Oh what? Like, the hell?" She goes, "You're going on a cruise eventually."
It also as much the dangerous thing about being on a cruise is you don't really realize how much you're spending.
I can imagine because you get wrapped up in everything that's around you.
The thing is, think of it this way: your room is a credit card. You just charge everything to your room, and you pay it at the end.
Oh no! Oof.
But we had some good deals. Like Rachel got a 21-inch gold necklace with a matching bracelet go with it for like $35.
Oh, now that's a steal.
I got 2 watches for 15 or for 50 for $30 total.
Heck yeah.
They had some really good deals on some alcohol and stuff.
That's dope, man.
It's all tax-free, duty-free.
Oh, even better. So yeah, essentially, y'all did make out like bandits a little bit. You got some great deals on some stuff to
Oh
take
yeah.
with you.
The biggest thing is like watch out for the spa. It will get you.
You got me on that massage shit though, man.
The thing is this: if you get a massage, just be aware that's at the end they'll try to sell you some stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, noted. Because you gotta be a special somebody to put your hands on me in the first damn place. But um, your experience was absolutely amazing. My
Mm-hmm.
birthday, I found out. So I have a really, really wonderful friend that I met during the painful days of working at a call center, which is like negative 10 out of 10. Never recommend a call center, but it was the pandemic, as you do. So one of my friends, we are refugees of doing this, and she still does this work. And she's moving to Arkansas. She lives in, I think, Wichita right now. And said, "Hey, do you know who this band is?" And she sent me this flyer for I Prevail and Hailstorm. Like, well, I didn't know who I Prevail was, but I know I got some learning to do there. But
Yeah.
Hailstorm, hell yeah, I know who they are. So I'm like, oh hell yeah, like Lizzie Hell's like my fourth baby mama. Hell yeah, I do, of course. Seen her once in person, fell in love, and ever since. So that was like '09 when I saw him, and she said, okay, cool, I'll look at tickets. I'm like, ew, what? Okay. I mean, hey, maybe you want to go to something. I thought she was legit talking about herself, like yada yada. And then she sends me another screenshot in Rogers, Arkansas, at the Walmart amphitheater down there,
Mm-hmm.
which is about the closest, outdoor place you can go see a concert to me. And
Oh yeah, it's close. It's like I don't remember how far it was. It's like from you, maybe 2.5-ish hours, maybe I
oh
think.
no, it's closer there than that. Uh,
I don't remember. It's dude. I haven't gone to Rogers, Arkansas since I lived in Springfield. That's been years.
Let me check that out real quick while we're continuing this story. Let's see maps. How far from me? Like, no, I'd say probably about a little over an hour.
Oh,
But
closer than I thought.
no, it's not that far. I want to see Backstreet Boys there. But point being, she sends me another screenshot for August the 8th, and I just happened to notice, oh, cool. They're gonna be playing, at the Rogers 3 days before my birthday. And she said, where would you like to sit? I'm like, I beg your pardon? She said, you deserve something cool for your birthday. I'm like, tickets to Hailstorm, though. Oh, and I forgot to mention fucking Hollywood Undead's on this show, too.
Yeah, it's I'm jealous. Like that's a kick-ass show. But I'm
Ah,
not driving that far.
no. Granted, I go up that far to see you, but I totally get that.
It's thing is it's a little bit further because you gotta think it's like a what 3 hour, roughly a 3 hour drive from St. Louis to where you're at. So
Yeah.
it's about a 4 hour trip.
Yeah, totally. Just for, a couple of hours of, a few hours of rock.
And then driving back that night.
Yeah. Oh hell, no, no, no. We're not going back that day because she said she got an Airbnb so we could
Yeah.
chill and I can have, and I can still have my daughter for the weekend. But dude, I'm going to see freaking Hailstorm for my birthday. Holy
I'm
shit!
excited. I'm excited for you, dude. It should be a great time.
And speaker side seats. I had a choice, either the lawn or speaker side, and I thought about something that my old boss Randy Bailey, shout out to him and everybody at Z95 back home in Poplar Bluff. He once told me whenever we used to get comp tickets for promoting events, and he told me one time he gave me these tickets to WWE did a house show in Bluff, and this was 2012, I want to say. Yeah, because CM Punk was still the WWE champion at the time. To tell you how long ago, and he said everybody deserves to sit front row, and I had front row seats to see CM Punk and WWE and all of that. So I
Nice.
thought about him telling me that, and I told her, I said everybody deserves to sit front row or as close as they possibly can. So your boy is going to go see his one of his many metal wifeys. The big one though, dude, I want to go because it's in I think Topeka in May is Lacuna Coil on New Year's Day. If I get to go to that shit, I'm gonna cry.
I get that.
I am absolutely gonna bawl.
I'm right now. I'm just looking forward to Cinco de Mayo.
What's, what's going on? What you got going on then? Besides the party
Uh,
shit.
I'm seeing for the second time Judas Priest and Sabaton in St. Louis.
Oh, you freaking suck.
Yep. Remember, this was my Christmas gift for my wife, and they're like, we're pretty close.
You better make that happen. Yeah, looking at it's May 14th for New Year's Day Lacuna Coil at Wichita Scottish Rite Center, May the 14th. And the night before they're going to be in Fort Smith, Arkansas, which like I said, not too terribly far apart. But yeah, that 14th show thing is that's on a Tuesday. I want to make that one happen. Because
That's
man,
gonna be
Ash
fun.
Costello, Christina Scabia, the best, like two of my favorites. Would love to go to that. So, folks, that's what's been going on with us a lot lately. Also, my daughter since then has turned 8 and now wears a 14 youth clothes and has done my makeup multiple times without any warning. She also does my nails. Not today, but she does a pretty good job, and she loves putting glitter all over my face. Once one of my coworkers asked me if I'd been to a strip club because I have so much glitter on my face. I said, "No, you never pay for it." First things first, folks. Now we get down to brass tacks with the Brew Crew. I'm gonna show y'all a little something on camera here. Let me tilt up. You see all that back there? I love that movie. That is The Crow. It needs no introduction. This year is the 30-year anniversary of the releasing of that film, which also means we're coming up on 30 years since Brandon Lee was shot, unfortunately, and killed on set by a prop bullet. So it had been rumored for years we were going to get a remake of this film after three pretty bad sequels that no one asked for. And and this is no disrespect whatsoever to anybody who is performing in this film, especially the star, Bill Skarsgård. Tremendous actor, very talented guy, very respected. I got tagged multiple times in this trailer on Facebook, and I got asked, "Did you watch it?" And all I said was, "Watched it, hated it." It has nothing to do with the fact that whether it looks bad or cheesy or anything like that. Visually, it looks cool. It's going to be very, very pleasing, way more violent than the first one. And that's going to channel more into the graphic novel written by James O'Barr. However, do not call this movie The Crow. Do not call him Eric Draven. And the lady playing Shelley Webster, don't call her Shelley Webster. You could tell this story with other people, but the fact that you called this movie what it is and the characters are named after what taking the namesake of people of in the past that have a more iconic tie and emotional and personal tie to this film and this franchise has already soured people. And I hate to be that guy, but it's done that to me too. And it's not a case of being, back in my days, none of that. We're all fair here. But there you can't recreate organic emotion in something 30 years later and expect it to feel the same. And this movie personally means a lot to me. Mother of my child, her and I, one of our biggest links was through this movie. I remember once we did a movie night on Skype. That was 10 years ago. Jeez. But point being, that's what that movie means to us. I follow, as long as this app is still allowed to exist, Rochelle Davis. I follow her on TikTok. She's the actress who played Sarah in the original film. She's done side by sides with people recreating scenes where they're dressed and painted up like Eric. That's what it means. I could go on, but that's what it means. Now, Byron, I just need to know how you feel about this actually happening. And we have a release date. It's June 7th.
I don't like it. I'm sorry. Like, sometimes it's better to let things be. There's no reason to do a remake, a sequel. Sometimes it's best to just be like, okay, this movie franchise existed. Great, leave it alone. It's 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 kind of the equivalent of being like, okay, Back to the Future. It's one of the greatest trilogies of all time. Let's remake it.
Other
Why?
than to grab money.
Yeah, why? I needed valid reason. It's like there was no reason to redo it. The Crow is a cult classic. It is so many. Anybody who's ever seen the movie will say it's phenomenal. Why? You can't give us a valid reason beyond it's a well received franchise. Well, the first one's well received. The other ones
Yeah.
we just don't talk about.
Hmm.
Let's remake it.
I
There was
know.
no reason. No
I
reason.
know. I know people who have tattoos bec- with quotes from that movie. Mainly, "It can't rain all the time." There are. It's such a quotable film. The aesthetic was perfect for the time. Grunge, alternative,
Mm-hmm.
goth. You can't recreate that again. And granted, cool song choice because they used the song with Ozzy. And God bless how long we get to have Ozzy performing because it's that clock's ticking.
Mm-hmm.
But it does not move. And I'll use this as an example for something we're going to talk about later. If not for that 1994 movie, we don't get this right here.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get this man looking like this. And we'll get into that later. And also, major congratulations to the Stinger for on his farewell match and getting to go out on his own terms. And he actually won his final match. If you haven't seen the entrance, by the way, folks, and Byron, you absolutely should check it out. His sons got to dress as old versions of him, and it was so cool. One was black and white surf or red, white, and blue surfer Sting, and then one was NWO Wolfpack Sting, and then the Elder Stinger came out to Seek and Destroy by Metallica. So if not for that movie, we don't get Crow Sting and the
Mm-hmm.
most popular point of his career as a wrestler. You don't get that. Uh, it just I I don't really know how much further I can get into it where I'm
We've said it all. It's personally us. We're not a fan. We don't like the idea. I don't think either one of us will watch it. But you know what? People out there, it's your choice. If you want to support it, go for it, or
totally,
nothing against
totally.
it. It's just for us we love and hold dearly the original. We just can't find a reason to justify when to go see this and support
And
this.
and and I promise you, folks, this is not us being old fogies. Was we don't get down like that. A part of me wants to really give this a chance because, like I said, I like Bill Skarsgård, but it's like tainting your childhood,
Yep,
and I just and I'm good. It will be a different style for a different generation, but it's not
for us,
true. You
yeah,
know,
it's just not for us.
like there's very there I cry to certain movies, even movies that you necessarily wouldn't cry to, like T2. But that movie means so much, especially knowing the scene where he gets shot and the bullet that essentially killed him.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that, watching it consciously, and being able to see where it's a CGI or stunt double filling in towards the end of the movie in certain scenes, you can tell. It's very heartbreaking. The music it evokes so many strong feelings. If you've never listened to the actual motion picture soundtrack, not like Stone Temple Pilots, but the music done by the composer Graham Revell, there's songs like Devil's Night, Pain and Retribution, Return to the Grave, Birth of a Legend, so on and so forth. You can find them all on YouTube and Spotify. You it does something strongly that bringing some doing it 30 years later, it's not the same because you've already experienced that at the apex that piece of art can evoke out of you.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's with all respect and no ill will wished on anybody. I don't want the
No.
movie to bomb, and honestly, maybe it will, maybe it won't. But for a certain generation, they already had the best.
Yep.
You
It.
can't
Yeah.
do it again.
You said it all. Well, this is
Like,
about a few times something came out like this where we're not outright just like bashing it.
no, 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 no. And honestly, I'm done doing that. Just because it's a waste of my time, it's a waste of energy.
I,
Always, just Be fair, but give your point and be concise about it.
Yeah.
The fact is, and I've heard people like Rochelle Davis, who I mentioned earlier. She's flat out said, "I'm not watching this." But you also got to think about her perspective. She was a child and knew Brandon Lee personally. I've actually on her TikTok. I've seen photos that she has that only she has of him, and that's why that movie is more than just a movie to certain people. But if you worked on that set, you can't
Yeah.
undo what you felt on that set.
Hmm.
And there were people, I don't know if you know this, but there were people after what happened that did not finish. They went home. They didn't finish the film. They couldn't.
Yep.
It was way too emotionally taxing.
Yep.
And I could only imagine. The man who was involved in the scene where Brandon was shot, I believe his name was Michael Massey. He's an actor. He played Fun Boy. One of my favorite scenes, take your shot, Fun Boy, you got me dead bang. He pulled that trigger.
Hmm.
And from until the day he died, he never watched that movie again. He couldn't do it.
Hmm.
So there's just so much tied into it, and that's why there's such a devoted community of people who love the film, the property, the books, and also cosplay. Like I think over the last 30 years, Eric Draven is the most popular Halloween costume.
Probably one of them.
Like I've done it, um, but when I was skinnier, but I respectfully, I know the new movie releases on June the 7th this summer. So if you want to check it out, by all means. These two, we ain't doing it.
Nope.
With all due respect, I mean, you kind of respect for they got Bill Skarsgård looking like Post Malone out here, with like a half shaven mullet. I'm just looking at this photo.
Every time I look at that, I just think of Jared Leto and the
He
Joker.
does look like Jared Leto's Joker a bit, and
That's
I
all I
feel,
see.
and now I'm a sad panda. How dare you? So that's our thoughts on this, as we type, as we always like, bridge to the past with the present. And speaking of that, I am done. I am absolutely done with this notion that physical media is dying. I can't stand it. Like, I know we're in a time where, obviously we have access with streaming. There's so much out there you can watch, and it's more accessible. Here's the problem: you don't own any of this. Like especially not just with streaming properties, but with video games. And that's where a lot of this started with me is the fact that you may buy a game online, like I said, you got Game Pass or whatever, but you don't.
There's a difference. If you play on Game Pass, no, you are essentially renting the game.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
if you buy a digital copy, you do own the license to that game to be able to play it. There's a big difference there.
But for me, and let's say, yeah, because there's nothing like physically owning these games or
Oh,
movies or DVDs, via in VHS form, as I showed this one. Which, by the way, how rare is this? Look at the date on this. This is WCW NWO Superstar Series, and my daughter's grandmother, love this woman to pieces. She gave me this at a yard sale. Just gave
that's
it to me.
that's ridiculous.
I know. Just looking to get rid of stuff. This is 1998, the greatest summer ever in human history. And I got a couple others I want to share. And this is a shout out to a lady you went to high school with, who is my absolute number one ace in life, Samantha. Look at this stuff right here. You see, for those that you'll get to see on this video feed whenever we upload this, and it will be available on Patreon and YouTube. WWF Collector's Edition Best of Hulkamania. Dude, I don't even know if this company exists anymore. The Columbia House Company,
I think it does.
1992. Does it really?
Let me look.
Yeah, look that up. But like this box is flimsy. Oh, jeez. World Wrestling Federation and all wrestlers' names are trademark of Titan Sports Incorporated. And then I got the Best of WrestleMania, which also has, you see on the back here, for those who get to see on the feed, you got the reunion of Macho King and Miss Elizabeth, Andre the Giant choking Jake the Snake Roberts, and the WrestleMania 2 Battle Royal. I mean, come on. This is unbelievable stuff. And you get this. Here's the thing with digital and streaming to actually owning something physically. You'll get something in its unaltered original form. And that has to be appreciated.
Yeah. So for Columbia House, it was bought out and changed like the mid 2000s.
Okay. So, still active, but under another name or another company.
Yeah.
But just these three examples right here, it reminds me of recently I went to Vintage Stock, which if you've never been, check, always go to Vintage Stock. It's an amazing place. So I was just looking.
It's this best way to describe it. It's this to a point. It's this the current form of Hastings.
Yeah, but better. Uh,
I wouldn't say better. I would say a smaller scale.
Perhaps. I mean, the one in the mall here, the big one. Good God, I wanted to move into it whenever I got here.
Here's the thing: they're all fairly big, but like what they have selection wise is not quite what was selection was for Hastings.
On a side note, I did not appreciate the fact that they were selling full price. They were selling Xbox 360 controllers at $40. I did
Oh
not.
yeah,
I did not appreciate that. I was looking to get a replacement. I'm like, no. So
you can buy them cheaper online or go to I don't know where you can go if you find them
well,
cheaper.
yeah, anywhere cheaper. So I didn't appreciate that. But so I'm there, and you go in the back, or I was looking at books actually, and I just happened to be over by DVDs, and I saw some old WWE and WWF DVDs because there were only a handful of those before they changed names, and it made me really think that if you don't, there are some of these, if you don't own them physically, you cannot go on Peacock and search them or stream them because this is the only way you can watch some of these properties is in DVD or even got VHS form. So to me, that's why there's always going to be a cherished spot, time and place for physical media, no matter what.
And also the big thing with physical media over digital is with digital media, it can be altered.
Yeah.
It's 100%. They can alter whatever they want in it or out of it, and nothing you can do about it. Now you have the physical version of it. You have the what it originally was.
Yes. I will give you another example of something, and I want to give it. This is a shout out to I think a very underrated YouTube channel. We Are Pro Wrestling, and whenever we post this video, we'll drop the link to this video and his channel. Shout out to James on that channel. His series, usually called From the Vault, chronicles good, bad, ugly in the history of pro wrestling. But in this case, he did a video on the history of WWE home video. And he brought up a set I had never seen or heard of a day in my life until I watched this, and I just found it on Amazon. WWF WrestleMania: The Legacy box set, y'all. It is the first 14 WrestleManias in VHS unaltered form as you first saw it. You can get them in VHS form for about $178. The first 14 WrestleManias unedited, not tampered with, effed with in any form. That's a rare collectible. So,
Mm-hmm.
for instance, let's say you go and watch WrestleMania 1 on Peacock and you watch Hulk Hogan come out and it's dubbed and he probably comes out to Real American or whatever. But if you watch it on an original VHS, he comes out to Eye of the Tiger because that was originally his theme song before it got switched to Real American. Or let's say, you'll go and watch. I'm trying to think of somebody who had another. WrestleMania 14 with the DX band that sang America the Beautiful, and they sang it so badly that it was scrubbed off of all future releases of that event. And if you watch it on the VHS, bam, there it is. Everything is left as it originally was. Stuff like that. So there's always a place.
Oh yeah.
And I don't care what anybody says. You walk into someone's house and they got a whole wall of DVDs, games in their complete form, and VHS tapes. That's a flex. I don't care. I'm jealous if you got it and I don't. Oh, I'm salty. But I have the utmost respect. It'd be like walking into James Rolfe's basement, the angry video game nerd's basement, and you see nothing
Oh.
but like old manga books or like I said VHS. That dude probably has laser discs for crying out loud. For those of you who ever had one of those, what are you looking at over there? What you got?
Just things about physical media or whatnot.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, one thing I still at mom's house. I'm definitely going to take with me at some point in time is the A VHS Star Wars Trilogy 1997 Special Edition box set.
Okay, okay. We used to have that actually.
Yeah, have you seen the some asking prices on used?
No. So where are you? Are you on Amazon looking that up?
eBay. Like it
Uh,
ranges from like some people are asking like $55 for used. That's not terrible. Some
no.
people are asking 1,800 for used.
I beg your pardon.
I don't think anybody's gonna buy it for 1,800 unless
Oh
you're
no, that's nonsense.
especially used.
Yeah, totally.
But it's like, you know what? That's something that I watched the hell out of growing up, and it's come with me.
Like, and speaking of, like, what are your font? Because we all grew. Listen, we're all of the age. We all had VCRs. So, what are the movies you distinctly remember growing up watching on VHS? And folks, we'll want to hear from you on what y'all's fond. What did y'all? What tapes did y'all wear out?
Every Disney movie.
You sound like my friend Rebecca. My
I
God, even her
I'm not
mother said I can't. I couldn't watch more Disney.
I no joke. Like we have like we've got the Jungle Book, Little Mermaid 1 and 2, all three Aladdins, both Lion Kings, 101 Dalmatians, live action and animated VHS. Uh, God, I'm trying to think of all the other ones. Hunchback of Notre Dame, Beauty and the Beast. Like we had them all.
And that's awesome.
Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
See, I first
Mary
saw that on
Poppins.
like ABC's like Wonderful World of Disney, like as a
Oh
Sunday
God, yeah,
night movie.
I remember those. Those were like we look forward to those.
Oh man. So for us, like mainly what I remember growing up was number one, you're renting, like always renting movies from
Oh
like
the
Showtime Video. No, 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 not the back section. No, sir.
no. What I'm saying is the blank the copy to blank VHSs.
Oh, the mystery tapes. What is this?
No, not mystery tapes. I'm talking about in general. Like, oh, we ran a movie. Well, we have blank VHS. We're gonna copy 3 movies to this one blank
Oh
VHS.
hell yeah. Oh yeah. We all did that.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, I remember this one specific tape that we had a 9 hour one where you recorded all your movies and shit. And it had 3 movies. One was Toy Story. The other was A Time to Kill. I know what a jump that is. And then there was this action martial arts B movie called Drive featuring Mark Dacascos from Iron Chef and Double Dragon. Dude was
Yep.
legit badass. And Kadeem Hardison, shout out to A Different World. So like we had that one, and I can't tell you how many times I watched A Time to Kill, um, which everybody should, quite frankly, multiple times. But we had that one. But what we always had were VHS tapes that were loaded with music videos recorded on them. Like when you don't have cable, or with the times you do, just in case you wind up not having it again, you got something to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this one, and
Folks out there, this is when YouTube didn't exist.
hell no, you had to make your own YouTube. You view it and record it so you can you can watch it on the tube later.
Yep.
Shit. There was a specific episode of BET's Rap City, which that's another throwback. You should bring that back. And they did a tribute to Tupac. I don't remember the year this was done. Probably could find it on YouTube somewhere, but it was basically playing every like major music video he was in from the start up until the very end, and even a couple of videos in depth or post mortem. And the first one was "Same Song" by Digital Underground, and then you get the early stuff with "Keep Your Head Up" and so on and so forth. Actually, a taped VHS is where I first saw Genuine's Pony. I was probably 8 or 9, singing a song about a dude dancing, half shirtless in a strip club. Well, it wasn't a strip club, but a bar, turning all these white women out. Like, I don't know what's going on. All I see is this dude is dancing and he has on no shirt. And I'm sick of seeing this song because all my siblings, all my sisters are watching the crap out of this tape. Like, dog, make it stop. But but the cool thing about those tapes is that like I got to learn a lot about it and get exposed to a lot of different R&B and things like that. But I also remember everybody there at some point every young boy or girl came across the mystery blank tape and they had to find out, is this a cartoon? Is it a movie? Is it wrestling? Is it a porno?
Is it a self-made movie?
Hmm. Hmm. Never came across one of those, thank God. Uh but hey, that's we're not gonna get into that neither here
No,
nor
we're
there.
not.
We're not
No,
discussing our
we
parents in
we,
that
we
capacity.
yeah, we're not gonna dish on our parents. We'll dish on each other and ourselves, but our parents, no.
No, absolutely not. Because listen, I don't care. My mother's in her early 60s. I'm terrified of that woman. You ain't met her yet, but just ask Jared. Uh,
No. That's something that has to happen at some point in time. I have to meet Mama Bryant
Mama Roberts,
Roberts. Yeah,
Miss Ginger. Ain't nobody call her Brian. That's my middle name, fool. I whoop your ass for that.
whatever.
Anyway, but another movie that I personally wore out, and it's just because it is my favorite Western because of how many times I wore it out. Young Guns 2.
Hmm.
See, I didn't watch the original Young Guns until I was an adult, but the second one, we had the VHS just lying around. At the time, I see Emilio Estevez and something. I'm like, oh, Coach Bombay, hell yeah! Like I just know him
Yes.
as Gordon Bombay, but he's playing Billy the Kid, who as a kid, when I was younger, I found very fascinating. And then I start seeing like Lou Diamond Phillips is in it, and Christian Slater, William Peterson of a CSI fame, and of course Kiefer Sutherland, who went out like a freaking G in that movie. And you got the soundtrack with the song "Blaze of Glory" from Bon Jovi. Like I wore that one out. Also, in every black household, you had to own a copy of Friday on VHS. It's law. It's just law. And I
You
was
make the
telling a story
rules.
earlier. I swear, in every black household, everyone at least had one movie made by New Line Home Cinema. That in the '90s, that was like the one studio that produced hood movies. That one especially, and Above the Rim. But you know what I remember the most and cherish the most about VHS tapes is the movie previews in them before the actual film got started.
Mhm.
So watching Friday, I always distinctly remember a preview for 1995's Mortal Kombat without fail. Like I can hear, see the trailer playing in the voice and everything, the narrator and whatnot, and then they get into it, and then you got the voiceover from the actual game and in the song and shit. But at the end, before the actual movie gets started, it tells you to stick around for after the credits for two music videos. You
Mhm.
don't get that now.
Nope.
Like that's special. Which that one was Friday by Ice Cube and Keep the Heads Ringing by Dr. Dre. And that music video's got Chris Tucker in it, playing Smokey. Like those would be considered DVD or Blu-ray extras now. Dog, that's so special.
Oh yeah, I
Or when you're
remember that.
watching, yeah, or if you're
Like
watching like the like
it,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
oh
and it would have like the say no to drugs disclaimer.
yeah. Also, like I remember, like end of like Men in Black, they had music video there.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
there there's two at the end of Wild Wild West.
Man, that's probably the best thing about Wild Wild West.
Hey! The
Listen, that's
best
a
about
guilty.
Wild Wild West was 100% the glasses we got at Burger King.
Glasses. I don't remember that.
In the kids meals, they had the different characters' sunglasses.
Like okay, like the James West ones that didn't have the things on them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you probably felt super cool wearing something like
Oh,
that.
you felt like a badass.
Granted, listen, I like that movie, even though it's
It's a
not that
guilty
good.
pleasure. It's a guilty pleasure.
I'm not. No, no, no. See, I don't believe in the term guilty pleasure. Either you like something or you don't. Don't feel bad about it. That might
No,
be something. That might be something we talk about in our next episode. Movies you should not. Movies that you say are guilty pleasures that you shouldn't feel bad about liking. I like Judge Dredd. Damn it, that's not a good movie.
it's a guilty pleasure sense of you might not feel bad about watching it, but somebody else will make you feel bad about
Don't
watching it.
subject other people to it, like a Steven Seagal marathon. Never
Oh
do
God,
that.
no.
I have fallen asleep to Steven Seagal movie reviews, and I sleep peacefully knowing how big of a piece of shit he is. And also, folks, so the one thing is, no matter what, and it's great that we have all of this, digital access to, movies, and kids now don't have to wait a week to watch the next episode of their favorite whatever. Like
No,
we did.
no, they still do. Gone are the days of you get everything like that.
True.
If it is a show that's on a streaming platform, they're back
Okay,
to.
yeah, you still do. Fair.
But if it's like an old show, yeah, you got it all right there.
But here's the thing: it's the difference is now if you miss it, it eventually will get it will get uploaded later, and you don't have to wait around a long time to see it again. If you didn't see it in the moment, then you missed out. And if you're a child, the worst was going to school. The next school day after a new episode of Power Rangers aired, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and you missed it, and you got to hear about it on the playground, but you didn't see it, and for all you know, they may be lying. Same shit with watching Raw and Nitro back in the day. Is well, because like my bedtime was 9:30, so almost every Monday I missed the end of Raw is War and Nitro. So I'd have to hear about the end of it from other kids at school. That sucked. You don't have to worry about that now. But for as great as all of that access we have now is, and it's wonderful for children, nothing beats still owning like your physicals right here. And if you find a VCR, if you still have one, cherish these bad boys because they are a beautiful time capsule to a simpler time in your life. And that's what all of these are. Like these two WWF beefy bad boys came out in 1992. I was 4 or 5 years old. Sting Unmasked dropped in 98, which was the absolute peak of childhood for me and for a lot of folks within this age group, late 90s, early 2000s, or mid 90s, however you get down. But that's what we're really getting at. Digital's great. Something about just seeing that physical. It's like, man, what a time that was.
Yeah.
Dude, I own a DVD of Napoleon Dynamite. What a time that was.
God, that movie.
Right? Like, dude, I think that was my senior year.
I remember watching that. I think we on our way to in Twiniverse, every 8th grade class took a trip to Jeff City. We watched that on the way to Jeff City.
Jeez, how many times?
Yes.
It's like that, man. You would think for those field trips or whatever that they'd have like a rotation of movies, to keep everyone occupied. Like, how many times can you hear Uncle Rico talking about back in '83 he could throw a pigskin a quarter mile?
Yep.
Good grief. Oh, and I have a steel box of Wayne's World on Blu-ray. So, that's another time capsule. If I had a VHS of it, bro, oh my God. I'd lose my shit.
Yep.
If I had one of those. And I would probably make everybody who came into my house, if you said you've never seen Wayne's World, it is the law. You have to watch it at least once and listen to me recite everything.
At least twice.
Because I'll have the cream of some young guy will never not be funny to me. I don't care how old I am. Which, by the way, shout out to our buddy Matt. He actually admitted that he did not understand what that meant until he was like 22. I know.
Matt's innocent.
Like I gave him that shame look. He's like, I know. I'm like, dude. Like, honestly, the best part about that scene is the fact that I've always felt Mike Myers was uncontrollably laughing, like legitimately he couldn't stop laughing because it was that funny, and they just left it in.
I mean,
like, talk about popping yourself. Oh man, So one more, and want to give out something else that we've got going on for this show and this channel. This will actually, because all video forms will officially be going back up on YouTube on my personal page, K-Rob's Corner. So if you haven't subscribed, listen to that, search it, please subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. But Mr. Moss here is going to be gaming with yours truly on something that I have played plenty in my life, but I've never played the campaign mode on. And sir, what would that game franchise be?
So my good friend Mr. Roberts here, he's never played the campaign for Halo.
Not at all.
So, what the game plan is I'm gonna run his ass through at least the first game. If we get enough support on each video, you know what? we'll do the second game. But yeah, you know what? Here, I'll make this out. If someone wants to donate, let's just say $50 to the Patreon, we'll do it on Legendary.
The hell we will. Hold the hell up. No, we won't.
If the viewers want to watch that and put us, if the viewers pay for it, we gotta do it.
Man, you just thought of this right now?
Yep.
What a dick. Oh, man.
Like I said, if we get a $50 donation, I'll run his ass on Legendary.
I don't like you right now, man. That is BS. I have heard how hard these games are.
They're not
on
that
Legendary.
bad. They're not that bad.
Listen, man, and FPSs are not exactly my bread and butter anymore.
I know.
So
I'm just sitting here thinking...
that makes you an extra dickhole right now.
Yep.
Dog, like I've only played Halo multiplayer at being as old as I am, comparatively speaking. LAN parties at church lock-ins back in the day playing Halo 2.
Yeah.
Everybody bringing their TVs up to church and stuff. Sure, y'all remember that.
Yep. I'm just, like I said, if I think, I know we don't tentative date, we'll announce it probably within a few weeks when we'll be launching. But yeah, like I said, if we get a donation on Patreon for $50, you know what, Kyle on Patreon, put it up there. Somebody donates $50, we'll do it. We'll play it on Legendary.
Man, come on! Oh, I hate you, dude. So you know what? All right, but you know what? Challenge accepted. I don't run from no challenge, and I ain't a bitch. So we ain't doing none of that.
I mean,
there it is.
You're always telling me, you know what? I want to make some money doing this. So here you go.
You know what? Facts. Fine. All right. I think you might be on to something. Well, on that note, I'm gonna punch Byron and gravity hammer his ass, and you know what? We're gonna wrap shop. I know that's God. That's such an OP weapon. But we're gonna wrap up shop here, and bullshit aside on his part, we're ecstatic to be getting back with you guys.
Yeah.
Of course, whenever and we'll have to get this over to the man from Moss River whenever life stops life, and for him, as he promised he would get this back up. We will be back on Spotify. This video will be available on YouTube, and it will be on Patreon as well, and I'll be posting it on our Triple B's page on Facebook, as well as my personal K-Rob page on there as well. If you haven't followed there or click the like button, please do. Much appreciated. I don't appreciate Byron. I love him, but I do not appreciate him right now.
You know you want to hear, like, we could do some real fun stuff with this. Like, if you donate with this tier or whatever, we will only use plasma pistols the whole game.
Ew.
Here's the thing: people love suffering, and you know what?
No.
It's more suffering for you than me.
Listen, I don't know what's worse: you having to do that, play GoldenEye slappers only, or watch 5 Seagal movies in a row. On that note, and also, folks, as I mentioned earlier, please check out me and my bro Bryce's new gaming channel on YouTube, Button Bashers. We're also on the Discord as well. You can just search us there. So hammer all of that out. We appreciate your support, and hey, the challenge has been thrown out. $50 on Patreon. We will play Halo Master Chief Collection all on Legendary, and I'm gonna suffer. So if you want to see me suffer, there it is.
Come on, folks. I need my jollies.
On that note, that jackass is Byron Moss. My name's K-Rob. And also on behalf of Mr. Mossman and the Brew Crew and everybody, we appreciate you. Be kind, always rewind, keep your VHSs handy, and we'll see you next time on Triple B's. Deuces.
Later.